You have reached the Dr. Digital Podcast, coming to you straight from the Smith headquarters. There's the bell, so let's take off. And we're going to talk about, for this episode, the top 100 business podcasts and what do they do in terms of social media. Now, this is usually what comes up when anyone asks you, how do you grow your business podcast? You've got to promote it. Yes, that's true. But what about the data and what about the analysis of how it's actually done? Well, that's what I'm going to be talking about in this episode. This is the podcast that if you are a business leader, a CEO, or marketing manager, how to grow my business on social audio, then this is the right podcast for you. I'm providing you with information now so you can reap the benefits later. And if you stay to the end of the podcast episode, also have a $4.99 value for you. So stick around and let's get started. Social media is what comes up because people are always saying, I want to grow my podcast. Well, you got to get it out there on social media. Okay, promote it. And that advice is vague, but it's also true. So looking at the 4 most commonly used social media platforms, and what are they? Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And to get a sense of how the top 100 business podcasts were using them, and that's what I'm covering in this particular episode. There's a few interesting changes in the social media platform usage from my look at this last year. Twitter and Instagram were pretty steady, but Facebook, that some would say, isn't Facebook dead? Well, it jumped up by 10% to 91%. So I guess the reports, like Mark Twain said, of my demise are a little bit premature. LinkedIn also saw an increase of 13% to 76%. So that's a huge jump as well, too. It's fair to say that in terms of business podcast promotion, these are the big 4: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Something new to take a look at this year was how frequently these social media platforms were being updated so you can compare with your own posting frequency. Overall, people are posting a lot. So, luck to a lot of podcasters and people in business and saying, yeah, I got a social media presence and somebody runs it, but how come I'm not seeing some real value and ROI on it? Well, that's what we need to consult about. For example, on Twitter, to give you some more information, more than half of the top 100 business podcasters were tweeting multiple times a day, with another 15% posting at least daily. It was similar on Instagram, with 42% posting multiple times a day and a quarter posting daily. So when you start looking at your social media strategy, is this what your business is doing? It's not. I need to chat about that. LinkedIn saw a lot more variety. 18% of the podcasters only had personal or resume-style accounts. Multiple daily posts only represented 17% of the shows, with another 10% for daily. It looks like you can get along with a little less posting on LinkedIn, although, like some of us, perhaps it means that there is the biggest opportunity for standing out there. On Facebook, 46% were making multiple posts per day, with another 13% posting daily. I also looked at Facebook groups, and this is a common strategy to create a community for podcast audiences, and found out that 33% of them had an average membership of over, are you ready for this? 41,000. So I talk about this in my podcast course, Doctor Up a Podcast as well, too, how to build on Facebook, but using Facebook groups. In any case, maybe another episode, or you want to check out that course. Followers and engagement were pretty high across the board. And the biggest takeaway for social is that if you're going to promote your show there, pick your platforms and go all in. Social media is still social, and that means spending time there connecting with people. But if you want to know how and how to use your time effectively, sounds like we need to chat. So I've covered a number of things in the state of business podcasting for the top 100 shows. And of course, if you need to see some value and got some out of it, spread the news to others as well and help some others, and contact me as well. If this is the kind of research that has a baseline data for business podcasting and you want to share the wealth here. So that's it for this particular episode, but I did want to say, of course, that if you've gotten to this point, you do now qualify for that $4.99 value. If you would wonder why your competitors are having the sales and leads that you really deserve and ought to have, well, let's look at a competitive website analysis. I offer a competitive website analysis complimentary, all free. Just take a look at that. And let's get that business. I can understand. I'm a very competitive person, and I'd like to help out. So in any case, if you qualify for that and interested, get in touch with me at 619-389-36. That is 3636, or Mick, as in Jagger, except he makes a lot more money. mick.smith at wsiworld.com. That's it for this particular episode. We'll see you next time. There's the bell. Until then, Deus Volt.